Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and I'm doing a game today from my 1948 replay with PC Replay Baseball, and you can see it's from September 12th. So the season is almost over. There are only about 20 games left, and this is the game between the St. Louis Browns and the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland in 1948 won the pennant that year. You can see right now up here in the upper left-hand corner I have a tremendous pennant race going on. New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians all have 92 wins. New York is a half game up because they played one less game and have one less defeat. So I'm going to play the the St. Louis Cleveland game. I actually started it. There's only been one out, but I quick thought, this is Sachel Paige pitching for the Cleveland Indians, and they brought him on kind of in the last third of the season, maybe, or something like that. And I thought it'd be interesting to see what Sachel Paige can do. So here we are, and Paige, currently, he's had 7 starts, and he started in relief, 4 games in relief, and then went to 7 starts. He's 41, and actually, I think really historically he was older than that, but I think he even said he didn't know when he was born. He didn't have a record of it. But he debuted July 9th, 1948, and he's 3-2, 2.56 ERA. And in real life, you can see in real, he's right at 60 innings almost, and he pitched 72. I think he's going to go over that because he's going to get more starts. But he was 6-1. He's 3-2, and his ERA is a little worse. His WHIP is a little better. But he's got a phenomenal card here. You can see all of these ones mean that he's an exceptional pitcher. He doesn't give up home runs, and that's really great. So we'll see how he does. The first batter, let's see, what did the first batter do? The first batter Bob Dillinger lined out to the shortstop. So here is, again, I hope I pronounce these names right. You can leave something in the comments if you think I don't. But Al Zarilla, I would have to say, but he's hitting 325. He's had a really great year for the Browns, and the Browns, this is all their accurate. They're 54-78. This is what they're doing in the replay, 5th place. Okay, here's Jerry Pretty hitting 253. That's going to be a hit out to left field. So the Browns are kind of jumping on Paige here, and here is Dick. Kokos. I think somebody already mentioned that I pronounced that incorrectly. Okay, well, there he almost hit a double, so Paige right off the bat. And this is like 20 games left before the end of the season, so these games, everyone counts a lot. Here's Hank Arft, which is a really odd name. Okay, 213 he's hitting. So let's see what he can do. 1 out. The infield is playing at halfway depth, which I think is fine here in the first inning. He is likely to hit a double play too, so let's see what happens. There's a double play. Third baseman, and perfectly executed, got Paige right out of the inning. Carl Drews is pitching now for St. Louis. He's only had 4 starts. I guess this is his 4th start. And he started with the Yankees and did quite well. 34 innings with the Yankees earlier this year. Then he got traded, and he has not done so good with the Browns. In real life, he had an ERA of almost 6, so he has some more to sink before he reaches his actual stats for the 1948. Okay, here's Dale Mitchell. Dale Mitchell has been the second place hitter with batting average in the AL all year. He hit 336, so he's really good that year, and now he's currently hitting 343, so he's, what, about 7 points over his average from real life. And Mitchell is going to, now this could be a base hit, most likely not. They would have to roll 65 or 66, a very small, oh, almost, look, 64. He needed a 65. Oh, man. Thurman Tucker was out a lot of the season, but he's a great fielding center fielder, and he's going to pop out. There's nothing really all that great about Drews. He does walk a lot of hitters. Let's see. He has pitched 76 innings. No, he's pitched 54 innings, and he's walked 31 and struck out 17. So there was a lot of that in 1948. A lot of pitchers walked more than they struck out. Here is Allie Clark. There's going to be a walk. And now Joe Gordon. Joe Gordon came over from the Yankees, second baseman, and he's hit 32 home runs. And in real life, he hit 32 home runs. So he's been a real, and you can see here, he hit a grand slam for Cleveland against St. Louis on September 3rd. So Joe has done a great job. There's going to be a base double in the corner. Clark is a below average runner, so he's going to hold up at third. And I'm controlling Cleveland for this game. Computer is controlling St. Louis. Okay. Ken Keltner is up. He's hit 28 home runs and is batting .304. And you can see he hit 31, so he's right on track. And he's just a little bit over what he really did in terms of batting average. So he's been a really important component too. There's going to be a home run, 3-run homer. Man, he blasted that thing, although it says it barely cleared the outfield wall. But whenever you have an 11 down here, that's going to be a home run anywhere. I'm going to set it so that I have to click it to make it continue so it doesn't go too fast. Okay, here's player manager Lou Boudreau, or as Mel Allen says, Budrow. Okay, Boudreau lines out to the shortstop. So the Indians give Sachel Paige a 3-run lead going into the second inning. Here's Paul Lerner hitting .301. This is going to be, it's going to be like that play we just saw, but instead of a 64, he rolls a 36. So dribbler to the catcher, and now here is Les Moss, the catcher, hitting .220. Les is going to line out to the first baseman. Really hard to get anything in those first 3 columns against Paige because he's all ones practically. Okay, here's Eddie Pellegrini, .257. There's going to be a strikeout. And Paige, I guess I have to finish this here, end the play. Okay, we'll wait till he comes around again to see how many Paige struck out compared to innings pitched. Judnick, Wally Judnick for Cleveland. Short fly to right. Okay, here's Jim Hegan. He's the catcher. He's a good catcher, and I mean he's a great catcher actually defensively, and he's had like 9 home runs, so he's done his what he needs to do. There's a walk. He draws a walk. I think Carl Drews is going to walk a lot, and Satchel Paige is up. And he is not much of a hitter. We'll see if he can bunt him over to second base. And he does. And Drews may make an error here. No, he hardly ever makes an error. So there is Hegan over at second. And now we've got Dale Mitchell up. Dale Mitchell from Colony, Oklahoma. 6'1". He throws left and bats left. There's going to be an infield single. And I think something else will happen here. Yeah, we have a base action. This is, you see, like if you had the board game, you'd have these charts. You'd have but the convenience of the computer game, it's a direct port, is that you get to see the charts here right away. You don't have to look around, or it just presents them to you in the best format I've ever seen in a stat-based computer sports game. So now we'll see that Carl Drews has a 0 rating for wild pitches, so he's going to throw a wild pitch. And he does, and the runner on third scores. So now it's 4-0. Maybe this will be a really lopsided game. But Tucker is still up. He's going to pop out to the second baseman. Okay, we go to the top of the third. Paige, we'll look at Paige. He had 72 innings pitched, and he struck out 43. So he only walked 22. So it's good. Good for 1948. Okay, here's Carl Drews strikes out. So Paige has struck out 2 and walked 1. Dillinger up. He lined out to the shortstop last time. It's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And you can hear that little click I'm making. That's just me hitting the enter key. That's all I have to do. I have a mechanical keyboard, so it's a little noisy. I apologize for that. But here's Zarilla. Zarilla going to hit a single. If he would have had, so right up here you can see it's a 1. And 1 and 59 equals 60. If this would have been anything higher than a 1, it would have been a double. So that's how they merge the abilities or characteristics of the pitcher and the hitter in this game in a really unique and great way. Okay, here's Jerry Pretty. That's going to be a strikeout. And again, Paige has a 1 up here. A 1 and a 4 is 5. If he had been a 3, which I'm sure Drews is, that would have been a 3 and a 4. It would have been a pop out. There would have been no strikeout. Okay, we've got 3 out. Drews has a 4, all 4s up here, and 1 5, so he would not have been able to strike the batter out. It's an out either way. Okay, here's Allie Clark. Allie Clark's pop out. See, there's another, it's an example of what I was talking about kind of before in reverse. Drews is a 4, and there's a 3. That's a 7. If he would have had anything, under a 4, it would have been a strikeout. Okay, on with the game. Joe Gordon is up. He's going to ground out to Pellegrini at short. And now here's Ken Keltner, who hit the 3-run homer in the first inning. And Keltner going to hit another home run, maybe. We'll see. He has to roll a 61 or higher, and then even possibly lower, a low percentage, and he hits the lower percentage. Now the computer's going to roll a 6-sided die. If it's a 6, it's a home run. Oh, it's a 5. So he gets a base hit. And now we've got 2 out. Lou Boudreau is up, and he's hitting .332, 19 home runs. He's been phenomenal all year, and even more phenomenally, he was up 560 times, and he struck out 9 times in 1948. He hit .355. He's underperforming batting average-wise, but he's only had four strikeouts and 500 at-bats. Unheard of in the modern era. Okay, Lou Boudreau ground out to the second baseman. We are in the top of the 4th. Here's Kokos. I know that's not the right way to pronounce it. Okay, they're ground out to the second baseman. Here is Arft. Arft. Sounds like a Muppet or somebody. Or Alf. I guess Alf was kind of like a puppet on TV a long time ago. But he hit the double play. He hit the double play last time. This could be this. He could leg out a single if this die roll. Okay, it's going to be a rare play. So he's hit on the wrist by a pitch, and Arft is removed from the game for precautionary X-rays on his wrist. I wonder what the X-rays were like in 1948. Okay, so you're going to see the computer now. The AI is going to pick somebody because I'm not controlling. My cat is meowing, so get out of the way. You can't be in this YouTube video. Okay, they put Anderson in. Anderson's going to steal. If he can roll a 1, 2, or 3, he will be safe, and he does. He steals second base. Okay, now here's Laner, and oh, he's going to get a single up the middle. That's going to score Anderson. No, maybe not. No, they're playing conservative. Only 1 out. Okay, Paige. Paige has given up 4 hits. And now Moss is up. Moss is quite likely to hit into a double play. And we have a 4-run lead, so we're just going to play halfway. We're not going to try to worry about the runner on third. And this is going to be a line drive toward the gap in the outfield. Allie Clark is not that great, but it could be a double. But Cleveland Stadium didn't really give up a lot of extra base hits. Oh, but it does just barely. Look, 52, and if it was a 52 or higher, it's a double. So bad luck. But only 1 run scores. So now we are going to play the infield in. The computer does that automatically, but I can change all that over here if I want to. But the computer, it's kind of like my coach, my bench coach. Okay, this is going to be a walk. So Paige is kind of having a hard time here. Bases loaded, 1 out. And we're going to go halfway here with Drews. He's a good bunter. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a strikeout. Okay, we've got 2 out now. And now we've got Dillinger, who is a good hitter. He's the second best, one of the better hitters on the team, really. And he's going to hit the ball all the way out to the left field fence. So I'll be right with you here in a second. My cat wants a treat, otherwise it's going to make a lot of noise. Okay, I'm back. And highly professional operation. I'm sure you've all noticed. Okay, they're putting Anderson into play, first base, for the guy that had his wrist x-rayed. Judnick is up. He fouls out to the second baseman. Now here's Hegan, who walked last time. He's going to walk. If this guy was better up here, he would have hit a single, but he's so bad. I guess because it has a W up here. I'm not on the board game. You'd have to kind of like figure that out, but the computer does all that for you. Okay, here's Paige. Paige is going to sacrifice. He did sacrifice last time successfully, and it's another sacrifice. He may get a hit out of it. If he can roll a 1, he'll get a hit, and he does. He ran it out. He tried to do a sacrifice, and he ended up getting a hit. Okay. Maybe the momentum is swinging back towards Cleveland. Here's Dale Mitchell, a great hitter, not really a double play prospect, but this could be a double play. Now, in this case, they get the guy at second, and it depends on Jerry Pretty's pivot ability in a double play situation. If he can roll anything but a 6, it'll be a double play. Oh, they do a 6! Oh, man. So, they did get Mitchell. Now here's Tucker. Tucker has a chance to put a run on the board. Tucker has popped out to the second baseman and the third baseman. 0 for 2, and that's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. So Paige is back on the mound. You can see over here this 1 means that Drews only has 1 more batter he can face before he starts getting into fatigue problems. Paige, pitching against Cirillo, their best hitter, he's 1 for 1 with a walk, and that is going to be a line out to center field. You can see Tucker out here, he's a 5. That's the highest rating you can get defensively in the outfield. So he's great. Boudreaux is a 1. That's the best. It's the opposite in the infield. The lower the number, the better. Outfield, higher the number, the better. But this infield, 2, 1, 2, and then Judnick is. They do have a better first baseman, Eddie Robinson, but he's not playing today. And now Pretty is up, and he hits a ground ball to the third baseman, and that's a second out. Now Kokos, maybe it's Kokos, he walks. Paige, this says he only has 3 more batters, but I think he'll get a boost because up here is a 1, and when he runs out, the computer will roll a 6-sided die. If it's anything but a 1, he'll get 10 more batters he can face. There's a strikeout. Okay, we're halfway through this game. 4-1. Here's Allie Clark. 0 for 1 with a walk. That's going to be a walk. A second walk of the game. Okay, Now here's Joe Gordon, who has doubled. This team doesn't... Okay, here's a long ball. A long ball. Probably going to stay in the yard. Yeah, it is. It's a single. And we have runners on first and second with no out. Here's Keltner. They're going to bring in a relief pitcher, Frank Biscan, who is really not very good. 6.11 ERA. The old story, or the story in 1948, is if you're not a starting pitcher, there's a good reason. It means you're not as good as the starting pitcher. So there really were not... all the relief pitchers are relief pitchers because they're not good enough to be starters. They don't really have closer. Joe Paige is pretty. Joe Paige is great on, I would say, on the Yankees, but there are a few other. A team, if they're lucky, they have one really good relief pitcher. Okay, here's Keltner now. Keltner is a good bunter. Nobody out. But this guy's such a terrible pitcher. We're going to let him hit. And this is going to be a rare play. And there's a sensational diving catch, a possible double or triple play. Keltner drives the ball to the left center gap, and base runners turn on the speed. But Zarilla gets a great break on the ball and turns in a sensational highlight reel catch. Runners frantically try to retrace their steps, roll one die against Zarilla's arm on the peg to second. So if this six-sided die here, blue, is a 1 or a 2, Clark is out. Oh, and he's out. Now you may see a triple play, which happens like once a season in the entire, after every game. I think I've had one triple play this entire season. Now, if he rolls a 4, 5, or 6, you'll have a triple play. 4, 5, or 6, 3. No, just a double play. But isn't that great? That's what I think I've said many times in some of these videos, that PC Replay Baseball has the best rare plays, and that's an example. And so you almost saw a triple play. Here's Boudreau. He's going to walk. A lot of people walk when Biscan is pitching. And now here's Judnick. Judnick going to hit a double. No, just a single. For some reason, Biscan is good in this power where you give up home runs. He didn't give up a lot of home runs, so it was a 1. If it would have been a 2, he would have had a double, but a run does score. And now here's Hegan. And I think he had a son who was a catcher in baseball too, or I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but his son was a major leaguer. No error. It would have to be a 34 or higher. It's a 25. And that's the third out, but it's now 5-1. Okay. Paige has 2 more batters he can face, then we'll see if he gets a batters faced boost. This is going to be a ground out pitcher to first baseman. Okay, here's Moss. Moss has hit a double. This is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And the computer rolls a 6 on the 6-sided die, and it's higher than a 1. There's the 1 up there. So he gets 10 more batters that he can face. He's up to 10. And that might get him through the game. Pellegrini, a lot of complete games in 1948. He strikes him out. That's his, I guess we changed to the bottom of the 6th. So Paige is now up instead of pitching. There's going to be a base hit for Paige, single to center. And now we've got Mitchell up. Mitchell's going to hit away, and that's going to be a pop out to the third baseman. Here's Tucker, and they're bringing in another relief pitcher, Widmar. Widmar really is one of their better relief pitchers, with an ERA of 4.07, and he was 4.46 in real life. But they've used him almost to his limit here. He's from Cleveland. Born in Cleveland. Okay, Tucker walks. Widmar walks a lot of batters, not as bad as Biscan, the previous pitcher. Okay, but now they could have a passed ball. If Moss is a good defensive, it's going to be a 5 or a 6. It's going to be a pass ball, and it's not a 5 or a 6. So 1 out, Clark is up. Clark is a double play machine, all these 1s, all these 35s. So 1 out, we're going to have him sacrifice and try to avoid the double play. And he hits a fielder's choice. So the first baseman, it was a ground ball to the first baseman. He fired it over to third. It got Paige out at third. Okay, Jim Gordon. Maybe he can hit a home run here. They don't give up a lot of home runs, actually. Okay, there's a fly out to center. And now we go to the top of the 7th. Widmark. They'll probably have a pinch hitter. They do. There's a lot of great sound in this game, and they announce all this stuff. They're going to bring in a pinch hitter. They're going to bring in, change the pitchers. But I have it all turned off because it's too noisy, for something like this. But it's really great. Okay, here's Dente. Ground out to the pitcher. 1 out. Here's Dillinger. He is 0 for 3. Dillinger is going to try to leg this out, and he's really fast, so they're going to have to roll a 6 to get him out, and they do. Wow. And now here's Zarilla. Zarilla hits a base hit to left, and this plus sign here means that he is going to steal no matter what, whether he has a good jump or not. And Hegan is a tremendous... Hegan is really great defensively. Paige is really great defensively. He's going to get thrown out at second, and he is. Caught stealing. Okay, we go to the bottom of the 7th. A new pitcher, Fred Sanford. You probably saw him on Sanford and Sons TV show. Not really. Okay, here is Keltner, who gets he doesn't get a base hit. Okay. Now here's Boudreau, 0 for 2, and he's going to ground out to the second baseman. And now here is Judnick. Judnick is going to ground out to the third baseman. So we're into the 8th inning. Paige has 6 more batters he can face. Here's Pretty. Pretty, 1 for 3. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. And here's Kokos. There could be there's a double. It could have been a single or a double, but Paige is so good up here that he keeps it to a single. Here's Andy Anderson, who replaced the first baseman who injured his wrist. That's going to be a double play. Yeah, double play. So we're to the bottom of the 8th. Hegan is up. That's going to be a line out to the shortstop. Paige is going to get his... Paige is 2 for 2. Look at that, 2 for 2. He started with a sacrifice bunt, then tried to sacrifice again, and it turned it into a hit. Then he hit a clean single. This is going to be a fly out to center. And now we have Mitchell. Mitchell is going to fly, deep fly to left. Nearly put it out of here. Okay, here is the top of the 9th. We're going to do a defensive substitution here. This is Eddie Robinson is much better. He's a 253. Would have to roll to get an error. There's somebody better here than, yeah, Doby. We're going to put Doby in to right. He does make a lot of errors, but they have a really strong defense now for this 9th inning. Lerner going to pop out to the third baseman. You can see Paige has 2 more batters to face. He has 2 more outs to get. Moss is going to strike out. Okay, what is that? That is his 7th strikeout. 1 more out, and Sachel Paige will have his 4th win. There is a strikeout. It ends strong. Okay, well, I hope you have enjoyed the game. You can see here, most valuable player, Sachel Paige. You want to look at the box score? There it is. The Browns used 4 pitchers, 2 double plays for Cleveland, 1 caught stealing here, 1 stolen base for the Browns. And you can even look at the series stats. Cleveland leads the series 3-0. That's why they're probably going to be tied for first place when we go take a look here at the standings. Let's go here, take a look here at the standings. And you can see Cleveland is now, statistically, I think in terms of just percentage points, Cleveland is 2 percentage points behind New York, but they're both tied in terms of games behind. It's just that Cleveland has 93 wins, and that's the most wins of any team in my replay at this point. So this is the Lefty Dad signing off, and if you like the game, if you like the video, if you like the game too, but give me a like, and if you have any comments, if you have any questions or anything to say, please leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. So until the next game.